We did a little hand trapping in one of the previous videos, and I had promised you MMA fighters that the gloves do make a difference, but you still can hand trap. I've seen quite a few things over the years that critique trapping in MMA. You see some in MMA if you pay attention and you study it like you should. You'll see some trapping. You don't see any really good trapping. Now, some things will not work because of the gloves, and we'll go over some of those things now, but I'll show you some of the trapping hands that do work with the gloves on. So one of the first ones, and one of the hand traps that I've found a lot of success, and my people have found a lot of success, is this simple lead hand to lead hand trap in a closed stance. Remember not to grab the hand here, because that's where his attention goes when our energy is being exchanged here. Remember to snatch the hand down low. If I get this shot in on my opponent, I continue on, look at my body on his arm all the way to the ground, and we do what's called walkie gatame. If he blocks this punch, or if I get a good shot on him here, I continue on through and I just walk through until I get him to the mat. Keep pressure on the arm, keep it straight, palm up on this hand. If you have to do palm up on the other hand, it's very hard for him to get out here. Now if he blocks with the other hand here, I can still come to this arm and get him to the mat, or I continue on. I just open my hand like we did before. So there's a little different feel to this because of the meat of the gloves, but you learn how to work with it and you'll find that trap here. Once I'm here, we have a lot of things that we could go to. We could get him to the ground, or we could get some good solid strikes there. So watch it one more time. Remember, you have to bridge the gap. He's going to be out of range. I might fake a kick, throw my back fist, fire, trap, and now here's my shots here, or here's my takedown. This is a technique now that works really well in glove fighting, in MMA, or any type of fighting where you have gloves that allow for grabbing. Remember that when we make this entry, we got to cover that lead hand. We always have to have an answer for his weapons. So I'm going to move in, and I'm going to throw this hook shot at him. I'm going to throw a little wide, and if I find that he likes to block it, then that works good for me. While I do that, I have to address this hand here. So my hand is in the way of this opposite side here. So I throw this shot, now I hook both hands down. When I pull down, he pulls up, we're locked in just for a split second. I go across with this bar. Remember, it's like a bar that comes across, and here's my finished shot. I get a real nice clean hook here. I can continue on with elbows, knees to the legs. It's gonna be hard for him to deal with this situation. It's gonna be very fast. Let's see it one more time. I come around with this hook here. Double trap, bar across the arms, fire. We're going to work a closed stance or southpaw to orthodox fight. We always have to be aware of that. I heard a coach one time say that you don't have to worry about that, you don't pay attention to that, you just flow. I don't agree with that. You have to know where your opponent's feet are and his hands are and his weapons and his defense. Very important to monitor that and have an answer, have a feel for that. So we're going to go through a couple of things, but on a quick note here, let me just make this point. When Eric is in a closed stance, go ahead and switch your stance. When he's in a closed stance here, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get this shot in. I'm going to get that shot in because people are neglecting trapping. So if he doesn't eat that shot, then he's going to block it, and then I'll go on to trap further, or I might just go after the legs in that case. So I might just drop to a takedown while he's preoccupied. So here's another situation. If he switches stance on me here, we did this situation here where we step out but fire inside. He blocks that, and I trap and I get that shot. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get this, because people don't do enough trapping. We're going to do this in this situation. I'm going to come in on this hand here and just put a feeler on it, a monitor on it. while I throw wide here on this side. And watch, boom. This time the bar comes across this way. And I fire on this side. The reason being is these posts or these frames that are created when I'm pulling down, one's a little further back than the other. Coming in from this side makes more sense. When he switched around, I come in from this side. But I don't want to have to go searching for this. I want it to be quick. So there's usually a little bit of an angle. So if the angle's favoring my left hand will come in. That's what usually happens with the southpaw. So watch this again. I enter in again, almost like I was entering with that body shot when we were doing the boxing. I don't reach and enter. But as I reach, I enter. I'm inside of this protective shell. So I reach and enter and fire here. Here's my double hook. There's my bar trap, bang. There's my elbow, and on it goes. We get a nice sweep there. Here's another technique that's not as common, but if the angle permits, and he's a candidate for the technique, it works really well. We'll be in a closed stance again, and what happens is I'll come around and I'll just get that energy there. Instead of continuing on with kind of a back fist, I just come straight in. That gives me a quick initial shot. Again, most of the time, you're gonna catch the average martial artist with this because they don't prepare for that. Notice that I'm not getting this out of the way and recoiling and fire. I'm here and I get it out of the way and hit. Now, if he's sharp, he does some trapping, he blocks that, crosses the center line. I do what the Jeet Kune Do people call a wedge. I wedge his hands here. Now I fire away. Watch that one more time. I come around, I get this angle, there's my shot. This time he blocks it, I get this angle, he blocks it, I wedge, fire away.